Hey guys, it's Sophie.
And Emily, and welcome back to the Girls Watch Girls Play podcast. Hello guys, this is a content warning. At points in the show we are talking about war, and we are talking about sexual offences.
Yep, and child sexual
abuse material. New filming spot unlocked.
Another one. You're getting a tour of our flat at the minute as the summer has seeped in. It's sunny and we can't film where we on our alternate sofa, so now we've had to opt for here.
Because if we sat on the alternate sofa, the first sofa, our usual sofa, lighting looks awful. Second sofa, right in our eyes. So we're over here in the kitchen area. It's an open plan kind of area.
Our pictures also are not wonky. It is the...
You guys are wonky.
You're actually wonky.
And I don't know how to fix that, but alas, here we are.
What are you wearing today, Emily?
I am wearing the new After Studios green and gold Tilly's merch. What are you wearing?
I'm also wearing the new After Studios. Also
you have a look at the back?
Yeah, green and gold.
If you can't see it, it's a really cute picture.
You can, but also...
No, but if they can't see it because they might be audio listening.
Oh, sorry.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, it's great. It's really cute. We also got some stickers from them as well.
Which we could do an open pack.
Because we're going... Because we're going to see if we can tell who the players are, which I think we'll probably do a good job of it.
I think we can. Right, sticker pack, opening time.
I love a sticker pack. Panini, anything like that, I'm here for.
You're a bit of a collector.
I am. Also, I just like the thrill of, like, not knowing what I'm going to get and anticipating something big. Right.
Let's start with the main one, because this is the one that
This is the design on the top.
So if you can't see it says green and gold, and it has little drawings of all the different players from the Tillies.
It's not focusing, but it's all the some of the girls. And then we got individual prints. We got Mackenzie Arnold.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
This is Steph Catley.
Yeah, for sure. Here we got Sam
backflip.
Backflip. Ooh.
That's cool.
Backflip. What way would it be like that?
It'd be in the air or something.
That's so cool. I love that one.
I think this is Kyra, but she's awfully a lot more blonde these days than these pictures. But really cute.
Headband immediately
it's
tells
giving
me
Ellie Carpenter.
Who's the last
and this one is definitely Caitlin Ford.
Right?
That's 40.
Can't see.
But that's definitely 40. But how cute are they? I already put, because we got two, I already put the big green and gold one on my water bottle and my Caitlin Ford one on my laptop, if you can see that there. So cute. That's my laptop, guys. If you ever see this in the street, you know it's mine. That's bonkers, isn't it?
But for those of you that live under a rock, Emily is Australian.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you can tell from my accent sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's washed. A little bit washed.
Yeah, she's a little bit washed out.
But you grew up in Australia.
I did.
And, so, finally a tournament involving Australia whilst, you've been in
it's great.
Football,
of course, I want to wake up at 8 a.m. and watch footy. Fucking hell, mate. I now feel for my dad, who used to wake up in all times of the night to watch the Premier League, to watch Liverpool play. Crazy, you just hear someone yelling. It's like 2 a.m. My dad's yelling at the TV downstairs.
But you know what? Like, God, if I move somewhere like that, then I'd still have to. I have to watch. Even in Canada, when I've been in Canada, I woke up at 7 a.m. to watch the games, which isn't awfully early, but it's still
Still, you don't expect to wake up and watch footy straight away.
No, not at all.
Maybe at 11 would be the earliest that I think it's a good time to watch footy.
It's not too bad time here. I think it was 9 a.m.
Yeah, it was 9 a.m.
Australian game again today. They won 4-0 today. Exciting. So they're looking like they're doing well.
So today Australia played against Iran, and Iran played a different game. I can't remember who exactly they were playing against,
I'm not sure
but it was their first game of the Asian Cup, the Asia Cup. Actually, it annoys when people say Asian Cup because it is just the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
And I just did it. And they didn't sing the national anthem, and that kind of went quite viral over Twitter about standing up and feminism. I thought it was really good. I mean, I guess it's individual thoughts about their own government and stuff, but it's good to see women standing up for what they believe in. It's also a very political topic at the moment with there's been a lot of bombing in Iran within the last week. It's like the US and Israel have obviously started bombing Iran, and it's just horrible to see. And then it's so interesting, all this things going on, and then we just play a football game.
I know.
It's just but
people always say, football isn't political. I think this last few month has been the like epitome of why football is political, why everything is. But, you know, even the fact that the players for Iran can play.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much there that's political. And
obviously we had the Lionesses game against Ukraine the other day, and obviously there wasn't being able to play. It was meant to be an away game for the Lionesses, but that was never going to happen in Ukraine in the current climate. So that was played in Turkey, and even it being played in Turkey is political because there's a war happening in the Middle East. And I don't know if Turkey, whether it's counted as Asia, the Middle East, it's not the Middle East, but it's well, half of it is in Europe. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, even Istanbul as a city is like split into Asia and
political
and Europe. So it's like it's crazy. I don't know. It's just difficult at the moment because I was talking about this with you earlier. We're about to film the podcast and what we're going to talk about. And it's even like when we first started the podcast, it was lots of super fun things. Mm-hmm. Of course, things are still fun and there are good things that still happen. And obviously all this is positive things that we're talking about with the context of football. However, it's like the world is truly breaking down right in front of our eyes, and then we just switch on a camera and talk about football. But football does also like is so integrated with all these things as well. And a lot of the topics that we're talking about is about like some really horrible things that happen in football and also really horrible things that are happening in the world.
Yeah. And even the things that are happening in the world are directly impacting, you know, football as well, which is, you know, what we're here to talk about. And it's, you know, if we didn't sit here and talk about it, then it's bit tone deaf.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like the England-Ukraine game the other day, there were warnings over travel, and there still are. Spain are due to play them on Friday, and on Saturday or Sunday, I'm not sure, but they've had to postpone their travel to Friday because, you know, it's not safe. It's been flagged as unsafe, which, you know, that's huge. It's massive. And then you have people on Twitter making misogynistic jokes about attendance for that game against the Lionesses. Only 275 people were there. Yes, because it wasn't even sure that game was going to go ahead, and you've got a country participating that's, you know, at war, and, you know, that area. There's been travel warnings over that area in the last week or two. But, you know, you got men on Twitter trying to still be misogynistic in the context of war, and whatever that guy I'm sure people have seen it. If they haven't, you know, I'll put a screenshot on the screen. He's making jokes, you know, people commenting like, oh, there's a war going on. He's like, oh no shit, no way, like, and also claiming that he's not being misogynistic, where you know exactly what you were doing by posting that. Like, there's no reason why you wouldn't have posted that. Just so like tone deaf. Even if you like, you know, even if you are trying to be misogynistic, I think it's totally disregarding everything that's going on in the world.
Absolutely.
I mean, it just sums up the kind of people that these people are, you know.
Making a joke about attendance rates. This isn't just like a ye olde WSL game. This is an international game that is happening during a time of crisis and war for multiple different spots across the world. Yes, Ukraine is part of that, but also Iran is part of that, which is the team that are playing in Australia. It is, I mean, Turkey is like in this hub in the middle of the world where it's in between Asia and Europe and has its political ties with the Middle East. Like, this is all political. Of course, there's going to be attendance dropping. People don't feel safe to travel. Governments are telling people don't travel now.
You've got top journalists not traveling. Yeah, it's unsafe. It's not a time to be joking about misogyny or anything like that.
Yeah, talking about misogyny, I was telling you about this earlier today. But I looked up, we had a meeting today, and we were talking about new signings, and that Rhea Bode has obviously just signed for West Ham.
Yeah.
And so I looked her up, and they were saying about TikTok views and that she has a lot of viewership over on social media and stuff. So I looked her up on TikTok, as you do. You're like, oh, someone's a new signing. They've got lots of views on TikTok, lots of followers on TikTok. So I look them up. Okay, cool. She's freshly 20, by the way, guys. She's February. Yeah, she turned 20 in February.
She's so young.
And just by looking on her TikTok, I went, oh, cool. Turned it off. I went back on my TikTok later. By just searching her name, TikTok has now decided that I am a misogynistic pervert, basically. It's showing me videos of when female players get injured.
Yeah.
And that's been used to then edit videos of zooming in on their bums because they're hunched over in pain, and that turned into an edit. Then also this horrific stuff we've all seen with Chloe Kelly and Beth Mead, what she done in 22. Oh my God, the comments are horrific. I got one that said, I took a screenshot of it. Bro, guys, she came to my house in 2022, aura walking, and she did this in 9 seconds. And it's an AI generated image of, I can't tell if it's Chloe Kelly or Beth Mead.
It's meant to be Beth.
It's meant to be Beth Mead, and she's washing dishes. I also took a screenshot of one. Increase the pay gap, crying emoji.
Oh, that's common, yeah.
That one, it's just like, oh my God, literally. And it's so easy to see how, well, men who have no thoughts for themselves, but slip into this thing. So all they had to do is look up one person's name who I guess is on paper very pretty, and I guess catered for the male gaze, like is a very male gaze type of beautiful. I mean, she's really pretty.
She's gorgeous.
And bless her as well, because like she's all of a sudden become very tied to this misogynistic downpour. Yeah. So people are either going, you know, I ended up on a side of the internet that was like, fuck Beth Mead, Chloe Kelly's the most cringe person in the world. However, look at these women's football. Look at their bums. Look at them do this. Like, let's do an edit of this. Yeah, in the comments,
you get comments in hers that are like, oh, now I'm suddenly a West Ham fan. And, you know, you get all...
And you got similar things when it was...
Alicia Lehman.
Yeah, Alicia Lehman.
Yeah.
It's just, like, awful, like... And you want to come on the podcast and talk about footy, and even, like, the world is falling apart, and, like, even the things that are happening in football, there's just such... a swing going on to like red pill, right wing kind of like,
seems like this like
rhetorics.
This type of man only permits women's football if the footballer at question is catered to the gaze of a man. You know, the moment it's someone like Beth or I don't know, Leah Williamson, you get people shitting on them so hard.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. If you're typically to male standards beautiful, then you're going to be sexualized and your game is not taken seriously, and people will comment the most disgusting things you've ever seen, just like we saw with Smilla Holmberg.
Yep.
Or you won't be what, you know, cisgendered straight men find the most gorgeous in the world, and all of a sudden your game is still not being taken seriously because they don't find you attractive, and then they think you're cringe, and they think you're this, and they think you're that. Either way, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, there is no way of winning.
No.
Apart from winning the Euros, which they've done.
Twice. 2 times in a row. Cool.
Obviously this week and the past few weeks, the podcast has been a little difficult. I think we've been having to cover a lot of really hard topics, and we will continue to do so, and we will have to do that later in this podcast as well because it's important to talk about. However, I never really felt like we introduced ourselves and each other that properly on the podcast, so maybe we just spend a little bit of time now talking about us, how we got into football, favourite games, those kind of things. So, Sophie, what's your journey in football?
Gosh, I grew up around football. My granddad founded a local football team, and it's always
shout out
Rochester United.
Shout out Rochester United.
Shout out. It's literally his life. He's totally obsessed with it. He like texted me the other day, and I was at home, and he was like, "Sorry, I didn't get to talk to you properly today. I was, I had an emergency with football," and that completely sums him up. Like, absolutely loves his family, but absolutely loves football too. And yeah, I actually grew up in a Man United household. My dad, my brother, my granddad. Something I
Kent-based United family.
I've never understood, and your dad is
same.
The same with Liverpool, but I've never understood supporting a team that I don't have any association to Manchester. At that point in time when I got into football, I'd never been to Manchester. I've only been there now for football. But yeah, I don't even remember. I think probably 4 or 5 years ago, I got into women's football, and just, kind of something I singularly liked by myself. And then, I guess I got you into it as well. And then thank God, because now we have all this, but also more importantly, I get to go to games with my best friend. What about you?
Well, classically, I also grew up in a very football-focused household. Obviously, I grew up in Australia, but my dad is English, and he grew up as a massive Liverpool fan, although he is also, South-based. Yeah. Like, he's from Essex. And I think he just started following Liverpool because they were top of the table when he started getting into football when he was like glory hunters, but he must have been about 6 years old or something, bless him. So he got into Liverpool and he was a big, fan, and he's always been massive into football. I mean, he's got his Liverpool tattoos. He's got like a star on his arm for each time Liverpool's won the Champions League. And I always thought that was ridiculous. And now I sit here with a footy podcast. My job is in women's football and I've got an Arsenal tattoo on the back of my arm. But getting into football, I got into it just after the last World Cup. Obviously, I knew what was going on here and there. I'd seen a few games here and there, but obviously becoming closer with you through uni. We then watched a game on the bus home from somewhere together.
It was
Arsenal Chelsea game.
Yeah, it was that great 4-1 game. I remember really umming and ahhing about going to this person's half marathon. I was like, I need to go to this game, but I need to be a good friend.
Yeah.
And that's something I am a good friend. And so I was like, fine, I'll go and I'll go to the marathon. And then on the bus home, I put the game on, and thank God I didn't go to this game, because where would we be now if
I don't know. If you didn't put that game on your phone and give me a headphone to share, we wouldn't be where we are today, because I don't think I've missed a game really since that moment.
No.
Literally, since that moment happened, I've either been at the games, watched them on TV, or kept the scores on my phone. From then on, it's been non-stop.
Yeah.
And then eventually we started Girls Watch.
Yeah, I remember you joking, oh, I wonder how long this hyperfixation will last. And I thought, it's going to last 2 weeks. It's this is December. So I was like, it will last till New Year. And then I was, 3 years ago now, I remember working in a cafe, and this was the first game I've ever had to miss, because I was back home over Christmas working. And I remember you texting me and you had the game on, and I thought, oh, she's locked in. She's fat. She's locked in.
Yeah. I've always been someone who has interests that come and they go, and they come with such
intensity,
almost like addiction.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this thing, and I'm really into it. And it'll be my whole, it'll be in my brain stuck there for a month or 2 months, however long it lasts, and I'm like, this will be another thing of that. I just never let it go, really.
But I think, I'm the same. I love having something that I feel so attached to. But I think what football does is it's never ending.
Yeah, it doesn't go away.
If there's no lull with it, maybe in the summer, but God, I can't. The highs are so high that I can't wait to get back. So it keeps me going through summer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, also, I don't need anything to get me through the summer necessarily. The summer is the bit that I'm the happiest. Yeah. I need something to get me through the winter. And by God, football does that.
Oh my God, does it get me through?
It gets me through completely.
I haven't been to a game in quite a few weeks now, and I've been feeling really sad. And I was like, why am I feeling so sad? And there's many reasons. The weather's been shit, and now it's good and whatever. But oh my God, I haven't had this consistent thing that I've had in my life for 3-4 years. That's football.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, get me to a game. Get me to a game.
Summer actually might be a little bit difficult, not having a tournament. Obviously, last year we had the Euros, and we were very very lucky to have worked through the Euros and got to go to almost all those games.
Yeah.
Wow. It was insane, and I just can't believe we're not doing it this year. But hey, we'll sit on the balcony and chat instead.
We'll do pre-season. We'll be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Girls Watch Girls Play, we just kind of started for fun. No,
I think it was quite crazy looking back that we did that. We were in quite a vulnerable spot. I don't know if we mentioned this before, with where we were in our lives. It was post just finished uni,
about to move.
Yeah,
make a big move from North to South London. Huge move.
And we just kind of started posting videos, and I don't even know how we had the balls to do it, but I look back and think, thank God we did.
Thank God we did. I genuinely don't know how we had the balls.
No, I don't
but
know.
But I think why we had the balls is we found such a community very quickly with football, women's football, and it felt one that we could very much not do what we want, but very much express who we are. And there was a lack of judgment there that we were probably feeling externally in our lives in other sectors, right?
Yeah.
Which is probably helping more why me got so into it so quickly, right?
Yeah.
If you're feeling vulnerable and you're not feeling validated by the people around you, and you're suddenly thrown into this community where there's so much validation and acceptance, and whether that's through other people, friends, or whether it's through people on the pitch, that's obviously going to be very welcoming and very addictive, but in the best possible way.
Absolutely.
Ever. But we never thought that we always wanted a podcast.
I've always wanted a podcast. It doesn't matter what it would be about. I'd happily yap on about everything, but I love football.
We always wanted a podcast, but we were like, we can't just hop in with a podcast. So we started our TikTok. And well, I mean, we've had the best time ever. Like, I can't think of anything in my life that's ever been
And thank
better
God
than
we
this.
started the TikTok before we got into the podcast, because the podcast is lovely and I love it so much. It's probably one of my favorite things that we do with Girls Watch, but it doesn't bring us revenue.
No.
And the social content has really helped us expand our wings when it comes to like meeting people, like getting paid work, like work experience, and you know, interviewing players, interviewing fans. Like, it's been so, and I've enjoyed it a lot more than I probably necessarily thought I would at the start. The idea of approaching people on the street and like asking them to be in a video is actually like hell on earth, and it still does feel like that when you do it, but it's so rewarding, and you get to meet some amazing people, and we've made friends through just approaching people and asking them to be in a video.
We've had people sleep on our couch, kind of like.
It's been great. I mean, I'm just really proud of where we are.
Yeah, it's great.
What is your favourite game that you've been to? One that's like a self-fulfilling game and one that's like a neutral game. Well, so either Arsenal or England, and then a neutral.
Think, you know, we're both going to have the same answer for our favourite game.
Yeah,
it has to be because, one, the whole experience we had going up to it with working with Heineken and this like absolute dream come true and like kind of thing that launched us into working in women's football. It has to be the Champions League last year, Arsenal winning. Like, nothing will ever not make me smile like this with that. Like, it makes me emotional, makes me want to cry, makes me want to smile, makes me want to do it all again, makes me want to time travel. It
makes me want to time travel.
That game and that experience for us was everything we could have dreamed of and more. But also, it's just like, that is why football is what it is, you know, moments like that, story of the underdog, and just that feeling of winning cannot ever, you know, be matched with anything else.
You can't replicate that feeling, and you can't really describe it.
No.
Because I have obviously had good emotions in my life, but I can't describe that one and why it's different to when... Because it's like a collective joy. It's like when you go to a concert and the artist is playing your favourite song and everyone's singing along. But it's like, imagine that, if you're not into football, imagine that, but like they were either going to do it or they didn't. And like, you know, like, I don't know how to explain it.
I don't know, but...
It's so wonderful.
It's the best feeling ever. Is yours the same?
My favourite game is, probably the same. Yeah, definitely the same. It was honestly the best day of my life so far.
Not even best game, literally best day of my life.
Best day of my life. And that was for a multitude of reasons. Like, we were treated like princesses, and the team were amazing. And
met Ian Wright.
I really felt like royalty. We met Ian Wright. We got to spend the day with Jill and Tiago. And and we got to go pitch side. It was just the most incredible experience ever. So, there's no replacing that. But when it comes to neutral games, obviously the Chelsea-Barca games are in there. However, my favourite neutral game ever was France-Germany.
Yeah, France-Germany at the Euros.
Oh my God, that was such a good game. Like, I lost my voice completely after that game just because I was screaming so much. And it's crazy because I'm not French, I'm not German. No. Despite the name Amelie, I'm not French. And I was just screaming. It was just such an intense game. It was so good. Like, it's had the time of my life, really.
That was definitely my favourite neutral game as well. So we've got the same ones. But, oh my God, even just like, the fact we were able to go to, like, our UEFA ticket app is crazy. Yeah. We've got Heineken's silver box on there for the Champions League. Then we've got about, not 20, but we've got a lot of Euros games on there, which is
and including the final.
Including the final with Heineken again.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. But France, Germany was so good. Another one that I was really glad we managed to get tickets to, which we really didn't think we were going to be able to, was Switzerland, Spain.
Yeah.
It was obviously Switzerland's last game, and also getting to watch Spain before the intensity of the final and how nervous I was.
But even the final wasn't my favourite England game.
No. Oh my God, no.
I think my favourite England game...
England, Sweden, England, Italy was my favourite.
England, Italy, probably. I don't know if I'd do it again, just because it probably did some irreparable damage to my heart and nervous system.
No way could I do that again.
The Sweden game, same thing. Loved it. Even the Wales game, like, the Welsh fans were brilliant. It was good fun. Like,
and we let loose. Thank God, we let our hair down that game. We needed to.
Yeah.
We had fun. So we had fun for other reasons, but it was great. But no, the final wasn't my favourite game to watch the feed. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Obviously, I was so happy.
Yeah.
But like, if you'll understand that obviously England, Italy, Sweden were obviously
the better games of football.
Football. So intense. Oh my God.
What's to you, one of the most moments in football that you think about, whether it's funny or iconic or like something like that?
Moments I think about. I always think about their lesbian Stacey.
Their lesbian Stacey?
I always think about that.
Was it about like friendship, they're supporting each other even though they play for different teams?
I think that's hilarious. What do you think about? What do you mean? Maybe I'll be able to bounce off something off of you.
I think about this often, and I don't even think about it with malice anymore. I think about it that it's hilarious with Sockgate. I don't even have a sore heart about it anymore. You do. But it was hilarious. And I can see why Chelsea fans would hold on to that.
No, it is hilarious, and I would so hold on to it as well. I just think, like, I can't believe we had to wear their fucking socks.
Yeah.
And tape them up. And, like, everything about it was wrong. The fact that it's a Nike sponsorship and we're Adidas. The fact that, obviously, it's a Chelsea sock. Like, and it's a derby. Like...
And it was on my birthday.
And it was on your birthday, and we made the pub. And we emailed the pub about 10 times saying, please make sure you have the football on. We got there, please fucking turn it off. Like, please turn it off.
I was like, turn it off. And the game was half an hour late because of the whole issue.
Oh my...
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
But I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. But there was not a similar incident. But there was an incident last week or something where whoever were playing Man United in the Champions League travelled with the wrong goalkeeper kit. So then Man United had to wear their black kit instead of their home kit because of it. But like, it wasn't the intensity.
Well, they didn't have to wear the other team's kit, did they?
No, but it's still like, come on, you
guys, come on,
kit men. You need to sort yourself out.
Someone's losing their job.
One job, bring the kit. Oh, but I bet that kit, the Sockgate kit guy was kicking himself.
Yeah, oh God,
I would have been so embarrassed. I would have been really stressed in the moment, and then I would have like found a moment in the stress to just be like, this is so funny. But yeah, Sockgate, the lesbian Stacey is, I love that one.
So what's happened with the Czechia national team recently? So players in Czechia have spoken publicly about being secretly filmed by their former coach. Goodness, I'm going to say his name because name and shame, but I'm going to struggle. I'm going to say it's Peter, Petr Vlachovsky, in changing rooms and showers for over a 4-year period. 14 players were filmed without their knowledge, the youngest aged 17. He was also found with child sexual abuse material. He was convicted in May 2025 but received a suspension sentence and a 5-year ban from coaching in the Czech Republic with no prison time. Giving that some space. The players suffered long-lasting psychological effects and have criticised the lenient stance and lack of public trial. There are calls for stronger sanctions and better protections, including lifetime coaching bans for sexual offenders. No shit. Ban them and put them in fucking prison.
Yeah, it needs to be in jail.
He needs to be in jail. Not only has he been filming young girls that he's meant to be looking after, he also has child sexual abuse on his fucking computer or whatever it is.
Yeah, he needs to go to jail. That's where people like that belong.
5-year ban from coaching is actually fucking horrendous.
It's an insult to literally anyone that's ever been a victim of anything like that, and also just everyone in general anyway.
I can't imagine how the players film. It's actually disgusting. It's up to the Czechian government, but it's also up to the FA or whatever it is to give them bans.
Lifetime ban.
It's not up to the government to give him a coaching ban. That is up to what I'm going to assume is the Czech FA.
And this is something that confuses me with, other governments, implementing law, because here, if that and when that has happened here, that person, whether or not they do go to jail, is put on the sex offenders list forever.
Yeah.
They're on that list for life, as they fucking should be. People like that should never be allowed to work with women again, but also children.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if he is able to, in 5 years, go and work with children, Like, how can you morally, or just of your own peace of mind, know that you've allowed this person to go and potentially work and commit this again? If you don't hold people accountable, people will do things again, whether it's this massive thing like this or if it's stealing from a shop. You know, if you get away with something, people will continue to push boundaries and break law, or clearly lack of.
I don't particularly know. Obviously, I'm not Czech. I don't really understand the laws that are going on there. But I just don't understand how can you be banned for 5 years or something like this?
And I don't even know if this is I heard another story of something like this happening in Austria.
Yeah.
So is this 2 cases of it?
And
we claim when we say we need more female coaches in the game, we do, from a point of view of giving women equal opportunities as men, if not more, but also from a point of view like this. Like, men have repeatedly, generationally proved that they cannot be around women and conduct themselves correctly. I'm not saying not all men, but things like this. Fucking hell. We need more female coaches and women in the space, because clearly men are not providing any of their players or women's or
and if we do want to have
safety.
Male coaches in place, and any coaches in place, there's not necessarily men, but maybe we should be doing harder background checks.
We do, but like here we have that, but then like, here we have DBS checks.
DBS!
Sorry, it took me 10 minutes to realise what that word was.
I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Here, DBS checks are something run with like every job. We ran a DBS check for a Walker's ad.
But also a DBS check is only going to flag something if you've been convicted of sexual abuse before. It's not going to tell you if you have child porn on your computer.
No, it's not. But in things like this, is there not some kind of offenders list?
I don't know.
I'm so confused, but I'm glad it's been named and shamed, and that hopefully he never works with women or specifically children again, because that is disgusting. It's actually fucking vile.
And it also is disgusting how you see a lot of this when you look at, news that comes through, and a lot of the times the people who are committing crimes like these put themselves in positions like this, like jobs in schools, jobs as coaches, these kind of things. Like, it's just horrifically like wicked. Like, it's just, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
The Irish men's team played Israel the other day. I'm really sorry, guys. This is a really heavy episode.
It is.
The Irish team played Israel the other day, and Katie McCabe was questioned on it, actually, which I thought was interesting that, they asked the captain of the Irish women's team about her thoughts on the men's Irish team. And I should probably look up exactly what she said, but I was really impressed with what she said, actually, because I think whether they have chosen, a lot of female footballers have chosen to not say anything, or whether they're being told not to say anything, I was impressed that she had something to say, especially as an Irish person. I mean, like, the Irish people I know are some of the people who've been most outspoken about what's going on with Palestine. Obviously, it's a especially in Northern Ireland, it's a colonized country, and so they've had a lot to say, but I haven't seen a lot from footballers. So let me have a look at what Katie said.
We also spoke a week or two about kind of political silence from female footballers, what Leah Williamson put on her story, and just the silence around a lot of what's going on in the world. So this kind of sounds like she heard us and said something. But
so she said, look, we know it's not right on a human level what's going on over there in Gaza. Everyone in Ireland would agree with that, and I think everyone outside of Ireland would agree with that. But from us, from a professional point of view, it's a men's fixture. We don't have much to say on those types of issues, but we absolutely sympathise with everything that's going on in Palestine, of course, as a team and as people in Ireland. I know my teammates are very passionate about it, as I am myself. Which I thought was really interesting, because I liked that she used the words Gaza and Palestine. Because it was asked about a fixture against Israel, and she could have been like, oh, I don't want to say anything about it. Or she could have been like, oh, I don't necessarily agree with everything that Israel's doing, but it's a men's fixture, so I can't say anything. She used the words Gaza and she used the words Palestine. And I think that says a lot about her point of view at the very least. And I like that she mentioned that it means a lot to Irish people as well, because as I've said, some of the Irish people I know have been the most vocal about Palestine. So I am impressed with what she said, although little. I was really happy to see that she'd said that.
It's the first outspoken thing I've heard from a player, or at least a high profile player, talk about it. But, after how many years, etc. But it's something which, is good. And at least the thing that has been said has been, a good thing to say. I think the reaction that it got showed that women's football needed or lacks outspoken political conversation.
And I think it's important, like, all football to me is going to be political, but especially women's football, the fact that we're even allowed on a pitch is political.
Yeah.
So, and just like Leah Williamson said, the reason who's not affected by politics is because other people fought for them. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to use your platform, speak up. And that goes to Leah as well.
Yeah.
I'd
just like to hear more people of with high profile in the game use that, like Katie did the other day, whether or not she was, given the
green
flag to go with it or not, give more green flags, because if you're not talking about the climate of the world right now, I think you come across as very tone deaf and
absolutely
ignorant.
It's hard to talk about anything right now without the context of what's going on in the world is absolutely horrific. I mean, it's a really scary time for everyone. Yeah. And, it is very privileged to not speak about it just because the war's not knocking on our doorstep yet. Mm-hmm. As soon as, you saw what happened when they were dropping bombs in Dubai recently, and all the influencers suddenly were like, one of them said, it's not meant to happen here. So it's meant to happen everywhere else, just not where you are, not where the white faces are. Yeah. It's just horrific.
It's crazy.
It's horrific, and it's really scary. And I'm sorry that this episode's been a bit heavy, but I think there's no really other way around it. And I think if we didn't speak about it, then we would be doing a disservice to ourselves, to you guys, and to football in general.
Yep.
Because it is political, and I think if you don't talk about football and its political nature, then you're missing out of the entirety of the game.
Some lovely news, however, this week that Missy Bo Kearns is expecting her first baby. So we thought we'd just talk about Mother's Day coming up next week, obviously, but also just kind of pregnancy and women's football. And, I do feel, Missy is quite young.
I think she's my age.
You're turning 24 next week.
I'm 24 on Mother's Day.
And Missy is 24.
Yeah.
And I feel like we hear a lot of footballers discuss, women's footballers talk about kind of them having to delay their motherhood because this is a short-lived career.
It is. And I mean, the age that you're genetically in your prime to have a baby is also the age that you're genetically in your prime to play football. Yeah. So it is, it's difficult, but we have been able to see, which is wonderful, not only footballers, but some incredible female athletes go and have a baby and come back on still on the top of their game. It is really wonderful.
And I think, you wouldn't have seen this in women's football 5 years ago. No. We're seeing clubs have their first pregnant player, which, is crazy that, oh my God, Man United have just had their second pregnant player. We've only had, I think, one. We've only had Amanda Ilishtet. But things like that, it's God, we still feel quite far behind, but the facilities and infrastructure in place now to enable our players to go and have babies and be a mother and not have to delay that side of their life for, the game and vice versa.
Obviously,
it's so exciting and great.
Obviously, men's footballers can go and have a baby whenever they want. And that also is true in the women's game. We've got a lot of mothers who haven't bared children, whether their partners have carried, whether they've adopted, you know, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, Sam Kerr being the most recent one with her wife also being a footballer, but hasn't come back. And I'm not sure if she's planning to.
No, I'm not sure. I don't think
I don't think she said anything about. I don't think she will either.
I think she's happy on being a wag, and you know what? So would I.
Yeah, I would too.
I would also be happy.
Obviously, she's been a very, very professional. I mean, Christy Mewis, I mean, she's a famous footballer and she's done really well and she's incredible. But I don't know if she'll come back. Either way, like, for example, Sam Kerr has been able to go and have a baby. I mean, she hasn't given birth, but she's gone and become a mother and been able to come back. But, you know, it's great to also see we have actually childbearing and pregnant mothers who've come back. I mean, I remember watching Amanda Ehrstadt come back after having her baby, and it was just like, oh, it actually blows my mind that you are playing a professional football game for Arsenal Football Club and you gave birth like less than a year ago.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Why did I turn Scouse there?
I don't know.
Less than a year ago.
But I just, you know, I think, wow, like women are great.
That's incredible.
We are just, you know, I think we are just bloody amazing. But, you know, like even things like, like amazing that Missy doesn't have to, you know, delay when she wants to become a mother just to, you know, sit optimal in her career. She can have both. You can have, you know, Celine Bazette as well. Yeah. Is, I think quite far along now in her pregnancy. Yeah. Well, one of which I predicted.
Sophie was so adamant that Celine Bazette was pregnant. Like, for like a few months before she announced it, and then she announced it, and it was literally like, hallelujah, because you've been banging on about this for so long. I
couldn't tell you, and I don't mean it in a way of, she looks pregnant. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just have feelings.
The air, the wind told me she was pregnant.
The wind literally told me she was pregnant. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? Because she is.
I was correct.
I was right. Ding dong.
But yeah, as you were saying, like, it is super lovely to be able to watch people not have to choose between motherhood at a more optimal age,
or just when they want.
I mean, because you can have a baby whenever you want.
Yeah, you can,
and like also continue your incredible top flight football career.
Exactly. Like, even, you know, it was back when women's football was less professional, or not professional at all. There were players still having babies, but they, you know, were returning to football that wasn't top flight. Like, the eliteness now of women's football is so intense. Like, to go away and have a baby in the middle of that, it's just
and still be good enough to make the first team.
It's amazing, and you know, it's just incredible. You know, like Katrina Gorey even is the captain of West Ham, and she, you know, she's had a baby, and I think she's so cool. What she did. We were speaking about her earlier. Just, you know, in lockdown, always has wanted to be a mother.
She thought, why no better time? I'm not playing football right now. It's COVID. Yeah. Why don't I just have a bloody baby? And at the time, she was single. Yeah. She just thought, I want a baby.
And she did.
I'm going to have a baby. And she had a baby. It's
badass,
amazing.
and I love it. And she's got a gorgeous little family now.
Yeah, and obviously she's now married and she has a wife, and her wife has carried their second child.
Yeah.
They look like fucking twins, though, don't they?
They do.
The two kids. They're crazy alike. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. But it's just story. Like, even like, you know, clubs having like not little kids, that sounds weird, but like, you know, families within them. Like, I think it's beautiful, and I think, you know, I think motherhood's beautiful, but I think, you know, that within women's football is just, it's new and it's exciting and just like so wonderful that, thank fuck we don't have to choose. It's like, the thing is, it's not exclusive to women's football, right?
It's all about women's careers in general.
Women's careers in general, you know, it's always.
They're legally not allowed to ask you if you plan on getting pregnant within the next few years. But say you've just gotten married at 28 as a woman, you're sometimes less likely to get a job because they know, oh, you got married last year. Mm-hmm. How old are you? 29, 30, 31? Well, you might not have a kid soon. So, like, it is crazy, like, people having to choose between marriage and, not marriage necessarily, but like motherhood and having a baby and then being at the top of their career. Yeah, and also like when, you know, you want to be, I'm not saying everyone wants to be, but, you know, say you want to be at the top of your career when, you know, you go and have a baby. Often when you come back to that space isn't there anymore. Absolutely. For you, and it's a shame, but you know what women's football is showing is you can come back to that, and they'll do everything within their power that they can do to help you. Even things like contracts are adjusted, so, you know, if your player gets, you know, pregnant, then your contract automatically gets renewed or extended or whatever, which
it's just great. There are great things in place, and, you know, something that's a great positive of the women's game. And
yay!
Yippee! Babies, and oh my God, little babies are so cute. So it's lovely. And yeah, I think, you know, seeing like Celine's pregnancy announcement and also Missy's was a bit like, whoa, like, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, also, like, because she's young as well. Yeah. Like, people have babies at our age. I do forget that, just because I live in such, like, a pipeline of no one my age around me is getting pregnant. And then I see someone getting pregnant. I'm like, what? Child pregnancy? I'm like, no, you're an adult now. It's fine. Yeah. People get pregnant at 24 now. Yeah. But I was just like, oh my God.
But like, it's great and it's lovely. And yeah, I'm happy for them, and it's exciting. And happy Mother's Day next week.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and happy birthday. Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there.
Mm-hmm. In whatever.
And to the ultimate mother, me, who has a birthday on Mother's Day.
Just this year, not every
Just
year.
this year. It changes depending on when's Mother's Day. We'll see you next week. Hopefully with some more positive kind of things going on in the world. But hey, who knows?
Who knows? But thank you guys so much for listening.
And to everyone out there, depending on, you know, where you are in the world, I hope everyone's staying safe and staying diligent with the things they're doing, the places they're traveling. And always look on your government website where it's safe to travel if you have plans coming up. Yeah.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.